Hello everyone, welcome back to Mediak. Like a normal podcast, stay tuned to after the review for where we talk about media news and also other stuff that we watch throughout the week. But this week is very special because there's something very big that us Mediakers have not told the audience at all. You might have known that before Lewis Pullman... Actually, wait, before I get into that, there was a very famous superhero that I personally never thought they would ever bring to live, screen, in live action, ever. His name is Sentry. He's played by Lewis Pullman. However, there was someone else who played Sentry in filming of this movie before Lewis Pullman had to get pulled in for it. Due to scheduling issues, they had to step down. It actually was indeed Skylar. Skylar was playing Sentry. I know we had to keep quiet about it. There were some rumors going around that it was Stephen Ewan that was playing Sentry for a little bit there, but it actually was Skylar. Skylar was playing Sentry.
Obviously can't talk about that much. Very shush. I don't know how I got confused with Stephen Ewing.
Yeah, you guys don't really look alike at all.
Happens. He's very talented.
Yeah, he's very talented.
So but glad to be in the same conversation. But yeah, it's also weird because we've talked about it previously on this channel before. You've talked about a Sentry being, and then a year later I got the call, and I was like,
yeah,
it's going to be time. But yeah,
but he had to turn it down because of the podcast, obviously, because this took up too much of his time, and it just wasn't.
I couldn't. It didn't feel right to be in the movie. And then to talk about the movie in a non-biased way, because obviously if it's a project that I'm a part of, I'm really going to enjoy it and I'm going to give it a perfect rating, even if it might not have been the perfect movie. But I decided for the best of Mediak, I should pass on the role.
He also noticed that his What We Watchings at the end of the episode were getting smaller and smaller as he was delving deeper and deeper into the role and becoming more like Sentry. He was doing less watching and putting forward on the podcast. It just was something that needed to happen. I apologize, everyone. I mean, as you can see, he would have been a perfect Sentry. Just look at him. I mean, he's also a little depressed too. Actually,
they wouldn't even have to dye my hair.
Exactly. They wouldn't even have to dye his hair.
But yeah, so. If I know there might have been some theories about why that my What We Watching is dropping so significantly, but it was because of the filming, and I did have to give it up. So, being that I stopped the role a little bit ago, I actually do have something for What We Watching this coming week. Stick to the end, and you'll hear about it. But again, I am very sorry. Would have been a very cool opportunity, but I didn't feel right keeping this podcast and the role of Sentry going.
I will have to say the movie would have been significantly better with Skylar, which would have actually made it probably the best film ever made. But that's no shocker.
Sentry did
the best
a great
podcast
job
ever made, and it's because Skylar is here and graces us.
The Sentry that they picked ended up doing a great job. I have no complaints.
Actually,
about Sentry.
Is that a true statement?
About Sentry.
Yes, I actually do really like. Wait, do you have complaints? Okay, we're gonna jump right into it now. Do you have complaints about Bob?
I love Bob.
No,
I like Bob too.
He did great.
Bob was great. Yeah. Did you like the Void? Dude, I have a. Is that a spoiler talking about that? Because that was in the trailers.
What?
The Void.
Well, the whole podcast is going to be spoilers.
Yeah, we're going to spoil the
you,
shit out of this movie.
If you
go watch it. You should have seen it.
If you know Sentry, you know the Void. You know what I mean? I feel like
Sentry is in the Thunderbolts, not me.
Right. Yeah. We have to address that every time because there are two different things going on.
At least just the first couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I thought I thought the Void's design was awesome, and I know it was kind of basic because it was just just making him black. However, I think it looks cooler because it was in live action, you know? Because if that was an animation, it wouldn't as looked as cool just because it's just a shading, not shading, you just drew a shape and filled it in. But this one was removing something that's there, and they had light shadows sometimes on his face so you could see his jaw outline. It was super cool. I really liked the way they did it, and same with the eyes. Thought that was sweet.
Yeah, dude, the eyes were super cool.
Yeah, they were fucking. Especially that first time he woke up, whenever they just kind of blinked on. It reminded me. It reminded me of something from Five Nights at Freddy's.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. That's completely fine.
It actually reminded me of Gear 5 Luffy with the red eyes.
That's actually super fair. Yeah, evilish looking eyes.
Sorry, Jan.
Yeah, hit us.
It's okay. What?
Hit us
Oh,
with
he
it.
said start.
What happened? What is this movie? What is the
Oh my
Thunderbolts?
gosh. Okay, buddy. Okay. I didn't
Hey,
even knew I drew the short of
on
the straw here. What
Thursday,
happened?
Chandler texted us and was like, "I'm so excited for this episode." And the first thing I thought was, "Damn, dude, he's gonna have a really great summary then."
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Okay. You know what? Actually, I can probably lock in and get this.
Yeah, you got
I just don't feel right doing that because I knew the script.
Right, because he was the character. It isn't right for him. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was going to play into the bit a little bit, and then what I was going to
What
say.
bit?
What bit?
Yeah, what bit? I was going to say
What are you
something,
talking about?
and then the story went somewhere else, and it was going to completely, like,
That's so funny. Dude.
like what?
Sorry.
It was going to uncanonize what I was going to say, so I just kept quiet that whole
It's
time.
okay. It's okay.
Okay, so anyways, this quick synopsis of the Thunderbolts. So Valentino, right? This lady who's kind of like the director of CIA or some agency in this Marvel universe. She has
It's
been
Ox.
employing
Yeah.
Ox. Okay, so Ox. She's been employing a bunch of like rogue agents, anti-heroes, if you will, to run missions for her.
If you
Yes.
will. I will.
I will actually, Chandler.
I'm glad you guys will. I just wanted to ask. I want to be polite.
Well, I mean,
here, you know what
how
I'm
did
saying?
you know? Was it the 20 times that they told us in the movie that they're anti-heroes? How did you know they were anti-heroes, Chandler?
Yeah. What's up, Brandon?
How
did you know?
Because I'm just a fan, bro. I
I couldn't figure it out until the end, in which the 21st time they told me they were anti-heroes. I was like, oh shit, I got
But
it
anti-heroes-
now, actually.
Anti-heroes are supposed to save people, and they save people.
I won't get to it. Keep with your summary.
Okay. Well, I can specify a little bit. It does say anti-heroes on the script. Whenever they wanted them all to do something, it said the anti-heroes and then action. So that's the only bit of the
Right.
script I'll talk about. But
Skylar
they are
does it.
classified as anti-heroes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I now know what anti-heroes are back from that stint from forever ago. Do y'all remember that?
Kind of.
This
We
is
talked about it.
this is literally like
What episode
Mediak
was
lore
this?
from years. This is Venom we're talking. This is like
Wait.
it wasn't.
You weren't on the
No,
Venom
no,
podcast. What are you talking about, bro?
No. I was thinking of Carnage, and that's not even on air. It's
Right, that's not canon.
I listened to it on like a road trip to Virginia once.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're talking about an episode I had with Jack back in...
No. I was in this, and I was giving an explanation of what an anti-hero was, and it was so bad. It was so bad. I'm in this video somewhere. This is some Mediak lore. Someone will find it for us.
You have brought up, like, how were
This
you...
is Mediak lore
how
right
were you
now.
driving while on the podcast? How was it...
No.
Venom?
Okay. Explanation real quick. I went on a trip to Virginia, and we were listening to an episode.
With you.
I think it was us three.
Okay.
Pretty sure it was us three.
I know.
But it
I think I know
wasn't-
what you're talking about.
It wasn't
I
Venom.
think I gave the
I just-
definition.
Yeah, we
I
definitely
heard
did not
Anth-
cover Venom. The three of us. We covered Venom on the podcast, just not...
It would have been whatever. I can't think about it. If I scroll through our channel, I'd find it. But anywho, back to this summary.
Okay.
So
Change it aside.
yeah. So this Valentina lady, she has in the background secretly been working on a project called Sentry, in which she kind of wanted to create the perfect super soldier, like a lot of other movies out there, or a lot of other characters like the Red Guardian, Captain America, U.S. Agent. But this is like not just the super soldier, like the peak soldier. They were looking for like the best,
Superman.
like Superman, essentially. And the project kind of goes south, and she tries to scrap it all because she's under scrutiny. She's being impeached currently, but it was a success to some degree, and you find out because she's trying to while she's trying to clean up her loose ends, she kills all of her rogue agents that she's been currently employing. And as they're trying to kill each other,
that was her? Was it because she told you? Was it because she told you in the back of a van that with people that she doesn't know, to the screen, to the audience, I'm gonna kill these guys for fun. I have to kill them. Sorry. Have you noticed the complaint I have with the movie yet?
so you're annoyed about how like in your face?
Oh
it is?
my
Like,
god! There was ADR several times that was like
ADR.
yeah, where it's I don't actually remember. I think I have a very vivid memory of one of my teachers saying that she doesn't know what ADR means either. But it's whenever they add audio in after filming, and there were scenes in which they were like walking through buildings, and they gave us like the full breakdown on are we sure Bob can handle this? He has these mental abilities. His parents are bad. His dad beat him. Like, we didn't need you to tell us this like 4 times in the movie. Like, that really annoyed me to another extent.
I guess they were quite excessive.
Excessive, dude. And
yeah.
Keep going. Sorry. Keep going with the summary. I'll stop interrupting.
Yeah. So all these agents are trying to kill each other because someone has a plan to prevent someone from stealing something. Another person is supposed to kill that person who's stealing something, or yada yada. It's like a love triangle in a sort, where they're all like against each other. But turns out Valentina wants them all to die. So they end up teaming together, they band together, and they find Bob in doing so. They escape this prison or this bunker hidden underground. And when they get released, or as they're escaping, Valentina is out there to try and kill them again because she wants them dead for reals.
For realsies.
It's at this point we find out that Bob isn't no ordinary Bob. He's actually
not the minion.
Yeah, he's actually Sentry, the project that was thought to have been a failure, turns out to be a success. So we do have a Superman with us right now, and with no current with no known kryptonite, no weakness except for like that failsafe, which they ended up having to make. So yeah, anywho, they all of those rogue agents escape, and it's almost like they're still not friendly with one another, but they realize that they kind of have to work together to survive and beat Valentina. Am I saying her last name right?
Yeah, Valentina.
Close enough.
You're right.
I think that's her first name. I think it's Valentina Di Fonse or something.
Yeah, it is, because she specified it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was her first name or not, though, honestly. I remember her being like, this is how you pronounce that shit, but I didn't remember what came first.
So I never even mentioned these guys' names. So these rogue agents that we're talking about are
Taskmaster.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I didn't say
Taskmaster.
that. I won't bring that up now. Well, we can talk about that a little bit later.
No, we gotta say the whole team. It was Taskmaster. It was Red Guardian. It was Yelena.
Well, no, not at this point. Not at this current point. I'm getting to the Red Guardian point. Promise.
Oh, okay. It was Taskmaster. It was U.S. Agent. It was Yelena. Bob, obviously, can't forget him. The Ghost.
Yes, Bob.
And then Ghost. Whose name is Ava.
Yes. So yes, they all escape the bunker, and as they're running away, Bob, he kind of flies off into space after he gets shot and tumbles down like a meteor. He gets captured again and kind of gets coerced, manipulated into being Valentina's pawn again, her tool essentially. The other guys, they're all escaping, and Red Guardian comes to the rescue in his limousine and saves them all. And they're also getting chased again by the same crew that was set out to kill them after escaping the bunker. Bucky shows up, saves their asses, but also doesn't, because he's really trying to get at Valentina and use them as like evidence, if you will.
Yeah, evidence essentially.
Yeah, but it turns out that after a quick phone call with Valentina's like secretary or like manager, he needs these guys, the Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, Ghost, and Yelena, to take. Was it to get Bob? Yeah. It was to get Bob back, because they found out that Bob was taken by Valentina again.
Yeah.
So they all go to get Bob, and Bob kind of murks them up, because again, it's Superman versus a guy with like super soldier serums. He has like a psychotic episode because again he kind of has another personality called Void. Huh?
He had a psychotic episode because his head blew up.
Wait, when did his head blow up?
Whenever they did the thing.
The explosion.
That's when he had the actual break.
Well, his head blew up. Is that? Or are you just saying like he just had like whatever that was?
Well, I mean, as much of a head blowing up as he could have.
Okay, fair. Okay, yeah. So they used a kill switch because he started to get like a little full of himself,
a little angry,
because like Valentino's calling him practically a god, and why should a god have to bow down to anyone? So he goes rogue, or what? Yes, from the movie, and they have to use the kill switch to take him out temporarily. But in doing so, the Void persona takes over and kind of goes crazy, causing a lot of chaos. And the final conclusion to the movie. The good guys calm down and by good guys I mean the anti-heroes, these ragtag team of people that are trying to work together. They calm him down, appeal to Bob, and tell him that he's not alone. It's okay. They can get through it together, save the day, and become the new Avengers.
Oh, I didn't want you to say that. I thought that was going to be a spoiler.
My bad.
It's okay.
What do you mean? This whole thing's a fucking spoiler.
You know, we're going to address that. We're going to address that right now, because that's one of my two complaints I have with the movie, is the fucking name at the end. Because, I by the end of this movie... So, I was one of the people that, whenever I first saw the announcement of this, I had two thoughts. Why is this happening? Because everyone on the team has the same power, which they address in the movie, and I came to like it, and I actually really enjoyed these people. And also, why were they canceling so many things and then pushing this forward? It was because it had a good script. However, I don't think they're Avengers worthy. They're still all bad guys. I know that they're government Avengers, and that's what they're supposed to be. But kind of liked how they brought the name the Thunderbolts into it. I thought that was pretty charming. I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Which time did you like when they brought it in? The first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth?
That's actually fair. I think that one was the only time in which it was okay, because it was a joke. The first time she brought it up, you wouldn't think about anything with it. But whenever John said "Go Thunderbolts," I was like, damn. That was actually a smart way to give them that name. And I honestly was at the end of the movie when Valentina was like, the new Avengers. I thought that when Florence Pugh walked up, by the way, that was badass when she said, "We own you." I really liked that. I thought she was going to be actually, we're called the Thunderbolts or some stupid shit like that. Because I honestly would have preferred that than to getting the nickname of the new Avengers, because it just is
honestly, yeah,
stupid.
It's fake.
And I get that it's supposed to be like that because they're the government Avengers. They're not just the new Avengers. So you're supposed to be oh, these are the goobers, why do we care about these ones? But still, I don't know. Just rubs me the wrong way. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the name. It also sounds dumb. Opinions?
Isn't the new Avengers in the comics at all?
Yes,
I feel like that was the first time I've seen that.
They're not. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched the movie last night and I've done basically zero research into the new Avengers. But from my memory, I think they're just Avengers, but a little bit more ruthless, something like that. So this kind of fits in with that. It does not change that the name sucks. And why did we watch? You know how the Avengers movie, they didn't start out as the Avengers, they became the Avengers? We watched this team become the Thunderbolts, and then they became the new Avengers at the end. It was just a really weird switch up that I wasn't the biggest fan of, personally.
I also don't think they deserve to be the Avengers, you said. I'm not going to include Sentry in this quite yet. So it's just 5 people, 3 super soldiers, and 2 assassins.
Yeah.
And then I technically said Sentry, but they said that he's not. He's out of combat because otherwise his void persona takes over.
Again. It's what he does. You just gotta hype him up. You gotta be dude, you fucking got this, man. Just kill him. And he goes, you're right.
He's like their Hulk. They need him. They get him when they need him. But with him involved, yes, they're Avengers. He actually carries the whole team. Well, but without him, they shouldn't be the Avengers. Yeah. I don't.
They're the Thunderbolts. The Avengers is a name that holds power, and they don't hold power, bro. They save people, yes, and I really enjoyed that scene of them saving people because I think that's something we need to see more in superhero movies is them actually going out and saving civilians and being a superhero. But they didn't save a lot of people, a lot of New York got fucked up in that moment. They just saved a couple guys, and
they saved 10?
Yeah, something like that.
Kinda.
And when I went to go see this with my mom and G, and we were yeah, they are strong individually, but they can't take on the Battle of New York that the Avengers did, No way. Maybe Sentry could, but the other guys, not a chance.
Could.
Not a chance.
He could, but he could also take on every single threat they've had by himself.
Yeah, literally.
But none of the other ones are even close.
Yeah. What did Cap do in that fight? He killed 20 of those not Chidori. Yeah, Chandler, help me. I know you're there. We go, Sky.
Honestly, I thought you were close. I thought you were close with that,
It
but
definitely
not quite.
there's like a ch sound to it, but like those
Yeah.
creatures that came down, like Captain America killed like 20 of them. Hulk and Thor decimated like hundreds of thousands of them. It wasn't even
Yeah.
close. And that's
And Iron Man.
Yeah, and Iron Man. Yeah, and they don't even have an Iron Man. They just have like 4 caps. Like, come on.
They don't even have
Yeah.
4 caps. They have like 2 Black Widows and
Yeah. They got
Like,
3 super
another
soldiers.
3 Buckies.
Yeah, they literally have 3 Captain Americas, actually. 3 actual Captain Americas. And then they have Ghost, who can... I feel like she could probably do the most.
She's
out of
actually
them,
pretty
you know?
cool. I thought
Yeah.
Ghost was pretty sick this
She could
movie.
probably do the
So
most.
much more powerful than her and Ant-Man and the
Yeah,
Wasp.
dude. I love
Like,
that
she
she
definitely
can control
honed her
it
power.
better now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
that's something I said to G going into it. She was like, "Who's Ghost?" And I was like, "Oh, you didn't watch that movie, but like, she was a character that could phase through walls, but she couldn't choose when she did it or not." And I was like, "I'm assuming she'll be able to do that in this movie." and
Yeah, I'm glad she
obviously-
could.
Yeah.
I'm glad she could.
He
Because
couldn't.
that would have been
They
unbearable.
wouldn't have made it through the first part.
Oh yeah, big time. I wish she talked more. Like I thought she kind of fell off. In like, I know that the movie's about Florence Pugh's character, and it's supposed to be about her and Bob's depression and how similar they are, and finding each other is allowing them to move forward. But like, I feel like in the first Avengers movie, we saw more of Hawkeye and Black Widow than we did of Ghost in this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, the only time we ever like get to see Ghost
Is at the
talk
beginning.
at all is in the bunker.
Yeah.
And maybe in that car, like. In the
Oh
little
yeah,
limo.
she did have some funny moments in that car too, a little bit. Yeah, she kind of like controlled
she
them for the
does.
most part. Not like control, but she like kind of guided them. Because I remember whenever they started shooting, she was like Walker shield, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that
She is
moment.
chicken shit.
Also, dude, can we talk about the fucking terrible ass marketing for this? And I think you guys are gonna disagree with me until I explain it. They marketed this as a movie in which it's a Marvel movie in which all the stunts are done on their own, and it's the most realistic stunts ever. There's like 3 stunts in the movie.
Yeah, there are.
It was the least climactic.
I think they were all. Were they all Yelena too?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
What kind of stunts are we talking about? The one that she jumped off the
skydiving
building?
scene, the explosions in the middle of it with the car chase, like that looked really good, and it's
Okay.
cool that they did that all practically. Like I really appreciated them doing that practically, because you don't really like see car crashes like that in movies that are not CG anymore, and I think it was cool that they decided to do that. However, like when someone says this is a Marvel movie with all practical effects, you're like, holy shit, dude, how are they going to do that with Endgame? You know, not oh, we're gonna watch these guys walk around 6 different rooms. You know, like if you went into this thinking this was gonna be a jam-packed action movie, I honestly could understand you being very disappointed.
I did think it was a little underwhelming, but that's because I didn't know that going in. I was thinking stereotypical Marvel movie, just hopefully a little bit better.
I kind of was like, okay, we're gonna have some goofy ass. Well, I honestly had no idea what the end of the movie was going to turn out to be, because I kind of went in with a lot of low expectations, because what I was thinking was this is just a good movie that followed Captain America, He's a Bird Now. And I feel like anything is up from there. Like that's what my mindset was going into the movie. I was pleasantly disappointed that it actually like I was trying to think about it over the last day or so since seeing the movie, but I'm pretty sure this is like one of 3 Marvel movies that actually says something, you know, and isn't just like a part of a plot or stupid action, you know, like Iron Man 3 dealt with PTSD and this dealt with depression and honestly the monotony of just like an average day, you know, and I really enjoyed that about it, and I wasn't expecting that at all, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, which was really nice.
I did have some complaints, and there's one that I don't think either of you will agree with, but
Okay.
I thought Yelena's dad after like 10 minutes was very annoying.
Dude, he's my mom's husband. You can't say that. You can't say that. That's my mom's husband.
It was too much. It was so clear about what he was doing.
Every
that it
single
was like
time he said
arbitrary.
anything, my mom giggled and pointed at the screen. So I like my future stepdad. So disagree. Hard shutdown.
I do have to. I apologize, Scott, but I love Eddie and everything Red Guardian.
I
love the
also
guy so
like
much.
that scene where he appeared in the limo. I fucking loved it because like Yelena was just like sitting there like, and it wasn't cheesy because like these people are social outcasts. Like they're weirdos. Like they would do that kind of reaction to seeing their really awkward weird dad pop up, and he was like, Yelena, it's your dad, and I was like, I love this guy.
It's like, don't go to the bunker. It's a trap.
Oh, dude! And then he slammed on the gas and it hit a top 50. My guy.
And then the Molotov, they did nothing.
That was funny. Whenever he was like,
yeah, that was clean. I mean, that was such a crazy ass throw. Like that was perfect.
It was a good throw. Like he nailed it. I do have one complaint revolving the Red Guardian, and I think it's like probably the only or one of the only plot points that I wasn't the biggest fan of, and it was the fact that he was the limo driver that was taking Valentina during that scene that I don't like because. Well, there's just a lot of things with that scene that don't really make sense. Like, one, why is she speaking out loud about her plan to kill people in a limo that isn't hers, monitored, shut down, audio all over the place, no driver can hear it. Also, I don't really believe that Alexei could feasibly get to the point in a limo driving career in which he could drive around someone that highbrow, you know?
Who knows? You lock in. You know, maybe.
I find it hard to believe that he got there in the time, knowing his car can go a max 50.
that's he mentioned that he was like, "Oh, I didn't sleep at all," but I was like, "Come on, bro!" Like I
drove
understand
across
that you're
all of
saying that
Oklahoma.
for the audience to be like, "All right, we're gonna have that go over our heads," but bro, come on, no way you could book it like that. She took a fucking jet or the helicopter or whatever.
Or a different limo.
Yeah, or a different limo, any faster limo, or a car. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but it was honestly mainly just the Valentina exposition scenes that I had problems with because I felt like anytime that she was talking to her assistant about what was going on or her assistant was informing her about the situation, it made me feel like, yeah, I got it. Like, I watched the movie so far. Like, I can see what's happening. You don't have to keep doing this, you know? You could just cut to the scene in which Valentina is inside of the thing with Sentry. Like, we wouldn't feel like we're missing anything because Valentina picked up Sentry and went there. We don't need to get a lowdown on the fact that he has mental issues because we are very well aware that he does. And if we didn't at that point in the movie, if we kept watching the movie, we would find out because he talks to Yelena about it at the end of the movie. I just really, God, it really felt like whoever was watching it is either an idiot or a child because they were like, "Oh, we need to explain this guy more because I don't have mental issues. I don't understand this at all, actually. So explain it to me." And that's how that happened in the movie. Sorry, that was might have been mean. Someone say something.
No,
there's no.
That is a big complaint that I had too.
I don't think that's mean.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, they just over-explained everything, and it really wasn't necessary.
I think the last 5 years of us watching any other movie other than Marvel movies has really helped us with develop opinions toward these. At least in my opinion,
Yeah,
I think I did.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I would have like vouched for this movie way more if not for watching other stuff.
yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
not that I would defend it, but
I probably would have been like, if I watched this as a kid, I probably would have been like, holy shit, this is a fucking perfect movie. This speaks to me on a personal level. I am depressed. I get this. That's probably exactly what would have happened if 15-year-old Zach watched that movie. Being for real.
I probably would have been the same.
Skylar's like, I'm Sentry! But little does he know he actually was going to play Sentry. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a crazy callback.
Yeah, wild.
But there's a couple things that I don't entirely like about the movie, and they all pretty much happen like right at the end. So rating this movie is very difficult. Well, like at first, I don't like how, oh my gosh, what's her name? Chandler couldn't.
Yelena.
It's the
Valentina?
no, Yes, Valentina. I don't like how she was able to have the press there and trick all of them into it. One slip up and she is dead on live TV.
Yep. These guys are anti-heroes. And
After
also, fucking, the world almost just ended. How are they there? You know?
also, how are none of them hurt?
Yeah, that too, yeah. Because if they were
definitely
there
weren't
that
just
fast, that
standing
means
there.
that they would have to have been there during the Sentry attack. So they're
Yeah.
probably injured, or they're the fastest fucking reporters known to man.
Two, how did she know it was going to end up like that?
Yeah.
To call the press.
Also, it kind of pissed me off
Three.
that she didn't get
Wait.
kicked out of government. Like, I think that is so
Yeah.
dumb. Why the
Yeah.
fuck is Bucky just okay with...
Yeah. Yeah, what was Bucky doing this whole time? I feel like him being like a
Senator?
on that cabinet, like that meant nothing. Then where did that lead to?
I feel like that's a brand new bird kind of thing. Like, blame that movie for setting that up as a plot point. Because it lasted 20 minutes.
And where, or I guess.
Oh, actually, also, sorry.
I was gonna say, where's the assistant?
No, she was there.
The
I'm
girl?
pretty sure. I think she was
At
there.
the end?
Yeah,
I think so.
I'm pretty sure she was
Where?
there. I don't remember, but I do remember seeing her because she
I just remember seeing Valentina like getting on the phone, calling people, all of them walking over, Red Guardian saying, "I'm gonna kill that woman,"
No, after
and then
that,
saying, "No, you can't."
it was.
Was she there at the
It's just
booth?
her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw her after that. I can't say for certain, and honestly, I'm definitely not going to go to the theaters again to double check that for you. So we're just gonna have to wait for it to come to Disney Plus. Sorry, bro, bud.
Yeah, it's all good, but I don't remember seeing her there.
Yeah.
Second, the secretary crossing Bucky was like, it was like a good twist.
Wait, Secretary
But-
Crossing?
Yeah, because she was like, "Oh, Bucky, do all this stuff," and then technically it led up to that.
Yeah.
But like, I dig twist because it just didn't work like they wanted.
Yeah.
I
I think that
And
just
then-
means the plot point fell through.
Yeah.
think.
I think she was getting scared of Valentina. Like she was worrying what was going to happen, and she needed.
But why was
she was,
like
I don't think she
you had Bucky and the evidence on her side, like it. But either way, even if she was just scared, she had a super soldier who sided with her.
Yes. And also,
Not
the
a
new
god.
Avengers are on her side.
The
All
new
of them.
Avengers. True. And yeah, I don't understand why Bucky didn't say anything
Dude.
at the end, or any of them say anything at the
But
end.
Bucky's a fucking
And-
representative of the state. If
Yeah,
anyone
the
should have said
other-
something, him.
Yeah. And personally, I don't like that Sentry can't use anything.
No, he
I
can.
think that's-
He'll use it.
Oh, I think he's gonna be like slowly getting it more. But like the fact that he like shown in the thing not to be able to use they're like, yeah, I can't use it.
That's a
like,
common
nothing.
thing. He had one of his personalities doesn't really have powers until he gets confidence too. But the second he gets confidence, he gets into that overconfidence like personality called the Sentry. He honestly has like around 15 personalities, but I'm guessing they're just gonna stick to the main three: the super confident, the little Bobby, and then the Void. They all really have superpowers. Like if you put a gun to Bob's head and shot him in the head, it wouldn't do anything. He just doesn't have the confidence to use them. And I know that's a really dumb like
It's
sentence,
fair.
but,
No, that's
like,
fair.
that's just how he is. And he's always worried that the Void's going to take over, even though it's not necessary. Okay, I want to say something really quick. Sorry, just because I just remembered it. There's a comic called World War Hulk that, long story short, Tony Stark, Namor, Mr. Fantastic, Professor X sent Hulk to another planet. Hulk made a family. They blew up his city, killed his family. Hulk came back to Earth, wants to destroy everything. They had to hype up Sentry to go fight against Hulk, and they had like a very similar scene, like of him going down the stairs and being like sentryed up, and I was like, fuck. They stole that right from the comics, and I really like that look. It was sick.
Shit.
It was really, really cool.
With his new suit on. That's
Yeah,
what
I
you
was
mean?
like, fuck, dude. Like, that is Sentry.
Okay,
to a T.
okay, word.
I like that. I was like, fuck, dude. That guy's not Skylar, but Lewis Pullman kind of pulled that off. You know?
I'll be honest.
Can I get my one and only gripe out of the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Disagrees with
remember when
everything me and Skylar said, but this is the one thing he feels.
I actually was looking back at my notes. I didn't write anything bad down, not one single line. But I just remembered I forgot to. Remember when they expedited the trial? They're like, we're taking.
Oh, they sped it up and then it led to nothing. Like, where'd that go?
Never touched on that ever again. That's the only thing I have that I can recall that I didn't like about the movie. I just like that led nowhere. It was unnecessary.
My guess is that was a change in the script because I'm guessing Bucky connected in some other way, and then the guy who was writing Captain America, Big Blue Bird, told the guy who was writing the Thunderbolts like what he had with Bucky, and he was like, "Dude, I made him a senator." And the guy in the Thunderbolts is like, "Dude, but like he's supposed." That doesn't make sense with the plot. And he goes, "Oh, sorry, dude, movie's in production." And he goes, "Fuck," and has to rewrite it. That's
I hate that so much. I hate that so much.
Chandler, I made that up. That is not real. That is a theory.
Oh. But still, it's probably right because you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of like some like group project shit where one guy does something and they will not change it, and you have to stick with it.
Yeah, well, that's what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is. It literally is that because it's a series of different people working on a bunch of different projects, and if someone like slips up and is like, "Oh, I'm actually going to do what's something that was really dumb," like, "Oh, I'm actually going to make the Infinity Stone a liquid." Why? I don't know. I already did it though, so deal with that whenever it comes around.
You're talking about the red. You're talking about the red gem?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
In Dark World?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they made it a stone eventually.
They made it a stone eventually, but do we know why? Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's everything else I have to say is only good stuff. So once you're ready for that.
Oh, we're ready for that. Fuck. I guess that's true. We literally just spent the last 30 minutes saying negative things about the movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I did. I liked again like 2/3 of it, but that last half I thought took like a. It was like a.
I wouldn't even say.
Wait, Sky.
I really enjoyed the finale too.
Sky, you said you liked 2/3 of it, but then you disliked the last half. I'm confused.
Not that I disliked it. I just thought it was notably worse. Like it felt like it started out so strong. And
no, I mean the math. I was just teasing you because you said you liked 2/3 of it and then disliked the last half. Which?
Oh, did I say half?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Let it slide because
I'm pulling your leg, bro.
Clues of it. But hey, Chandler's a little bit different here.
I'm calling you out, boy. I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
We're math majors out here.
My favorite scenes in the final third, I almost said quarter, in the final third of the movie were when everyone is fighting against Sentry and he just was beating the shit out of them. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
That was pretty sick.
To a T. I really enjoyed the scene where they were saving people, except for the hero moment where all of them came together to push that rock. I thought that was really dumb.
Where'd they come from? Where'd they come from?
No. Well, I don't care about that. Why? Why were they pushing the rock? The person just had to move a little bit more. And honestly, John was there long enough for that person to get out of the way. Why did they need to push it over? Like they could have pushed. They couldn't see around the sides. They could have pushed it onto someone. And I get that it looked cool whenever the smoke went everywhere, and then we saw all of our team members standing there. But why? Why did they do that? They could have just walked out, let it fall.
They also could have broke the rock.
Huh?
They also could have broke the rock.
That too, yeah.
Or while John's holding the rock, someone grabbed the kid, moved the kid, and then
pull John out. Yeah, literally. Oh, Chandler, I'm so sorry, Skylar. I'm so sorry. I fucked up. I shouldn't have brought this up. It was because they wanted to pose cool.
Oh, yeah, right. Style points.
I know.
I mean, I guess.
Fucked up.
They're anti-heroes after all. They only care about their stat. They don't care about saving people. They just want to look good.
I find it a little alarming that it takes 3 super soldiers and 2 assassins to push a rock.
Yeah.
I agree.
I personally find that a little alarming if they're the new Avengers, where any of the old Avengers could have thrown that rock themselves.
Yeah. It's honestly hilarious because, they probably sat together and talked about it. They're like, all right, guys, we have to do a really cool hero pose. Who can fly in? Not any of us. Okay, what can we... I can punch things pretty hard. I just ripped my ears out. I can punch things pretty hard. What can that do? I think we could push a rock.
can also punch things pretty hard.
They just go down the list, and that's like the only thing that they say. They're like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm just really good at punching things." Sorry, I had to rearrange my ears.
Looking back at the original Avengers, they all had like unique abilities that made them completely stand out from one another.
Yeah.
For the most part, even if some of them were like equally on par in terms of power, like Hulk and Thor. But like with this, they're actually all carbon copies. Like, what's so unique about one of them?
But the thing is, we're only making this comparison because of the dumbass, stupid ass decision to turn them into the Avengers in the last minute of the movie. Like, if they just stayed the Thunderbolts and they were their own separate team that was just like these ragtag people that will just do some random fucking mission just because they are the only ones that need the money to do it, that would have been sick. I would have really liked that. But now they're supposed to be way bigger than what they are, and I don't fuck with that. I really don't fuck with that.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, there's the biggest problem with it. Favorite joke in the movie: cucumber, 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 and also meth. That was my favorite 2 jokes.
Yeah, those were funny moments.
Because
They were.
I cannot believe Disney mentioned that twice, no less, which was insane to me. You know.
That is absolutely insane.
And,
Go
ahead.
Especially when they all started yelling cucumber, not just
that was funny.
country.
Well,
I like the Wheaties joke.
My mom liked that too, by the way. Mainly
Yeah, that was
she
funny.
was sitting there like smiling, and she thought that was hilarious. Which was great. Chandler, favorite joke in the movie, favorite scene in the movie.
I'm trying to look through all my stuff. Oh, I got it.
Hmm?
On your left.
That was your favorite joke in the movie?
My favorite part of the movie, bro.
That's great, man. I'm happy you like that so much.
Yep. Well, the reason I liked it a lot more is because as I was walking out, there was a kid talking to his family about like, did you guys see this? Did you guys see the reference from Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, what was it? It was like whenever he broke the electrical outlet or whatever the box. He's like, on your left. And like, oh yeah, I didn't notice that. I was like,
That's crazy. Dude, fucking, they probably were just humoring the child, Chandler.
I'm sorry, I know, but I was like, I got it. I understood that.
You beat them. You beat those adults that probably haven't seen that movie in 10 years.
Hey, that's a good movie. They need to watch it more.
It is a good movie. I was comparing that to this movie because like I feel like that's the gold standard for movies in the MCU. You know, like I feel like that's the most movie in the MCU. By that I mean it has a plot. That's good.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So I'm probably the best ones. Which one was like?
I think Infinity War and all of the Guardians of the Galaxies are also pretty fucking good. Especially the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the So Full, So Filled, which
so
was the first the 10 minutes of Red Guardian that you didn't like, Sky. But
he liked the 10 minutes. It was after the 10 minutes he didn't like him.
Was that still the 10 minutes? Was that?
Yeah,
was
that was in the 10 minutes. That was the first time I saw him in the movie.
It was, but still, I feel like it was a long time we got to see him. He was there for a minute.
He was there for a little bit. I don't know. Skylar, what was your favorite point? Wait, Chan, what were you saying?
I was just gonna bring up Yelena jumping off of that skyscraper because I thought that was kind of underwhelming. Yeah, I got really excited because I heard it was like the second tallest building, and I was really hoping that was gonna be for the fight. Actually, I thought that could have been sick somehow.
I thought so too, because like maybe that's how she flew and like hit into him. They tackled and like talked in air or something. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah, that could have been sick. That could have been sick. Oh yeah, like that's how she like by making contact with him and falling into him, she could get inside his head.
Well, I didn't think that before the movie. I just thought
it was faced around.
Yeah, I thought they were going to talk because I didn't know that they were going to do like telepath things.
Yeah. But now.
Yeah, now I'm like, why didn't they? You know.
In hindsight, but yeah. Even like, was she like glided 10 feet down?
Yeah.
Like parachuted 10 feet, 100 feet down. I think that. Whatever. Yep. Sorry, Sky. What was your favorite or funniest and favorite scene?
It probably was just a favorite. It wasn't really that funny. It was whenever they were all trying to fight Sentry, and then it's Ghost that can weave, right?
Yeah.
And Sentry just caught
just
Ghost like in the middle.
Yeah.
That was kind of sick. Just that whole fight was pretty cool, but specifically that
I
because
really
you know
enjoyed his
she kind of
speed,
keeps it like that.
and also the fact that he
Yeah.
uses telekinesis so much. It
Yeah,
really
that was
cool.
sick. He was just so overpowered. So
Yeah,
OP.
and I love
Is
that.
he the strongest
He's like one of
character
them.
in MCU right
It's
now?
honestly hard to say because of how many people are like that strong. You know, it's so vague. Also in the movies too. Like, where does he land among Captain Marvel? You know, like what is that?
Oh, fair,
Like,
fair. But also, like, is I don't know if this is spoilers or anything, but is he supposed to be a Doom? Like in the Doom movie?
he is 100%. His Lewis
Doomsday?
Pullman was on one of the chairs.
Okay, so
Well, we also
how
know
does
that because of the post-credit scene. All of the new Avengers are in Doomsday.
okay, but like, how does Doom fight Sentry? Unless yeah, what's going to stop Sentry, bro? Unless you got that kill switch, or unless you could make him go into the void and then go reckless.
Yeah,
How the fuck do you? Excuse me. How do you stop Sentry?
that was adorable, Chandler. I really like that. You doing what you just did right there. That was really cute. I liked it.
I blurped that on accident.
It's okay. I forgive you. I personally forgive you. But I don't know. I also don't really care about Doomsday. I'm not excited for it. I probably going to be bad. Like, even though not every movie in the first batch of Marvel movies was great, the majority of them were, and people liked them. You cannot say the same with this batch of Marvel movies. And the one before this one that we did like is can't be connected, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's James Gunn's thing, you know, or like can't be connected in a way that's going to be good. I just don't care. I just don't care about Doomsday. I don't care about Secret Wars. Don't care.
Yeah,
Hate to see it.
unless the
My
movies
favorite
that lead
scene in the
directly
movie
up
was when
to
the
it.
girl died. The little girl, the child, whenever Red Guardian saved her, and then the
Oh, that
girl
was.
died.
I won't lie. Yeah, just
That was
poof, vanishes
so. That was
instantly.
one of my favorite theater experiences because literally there was a wave of gasps that went across the entire theater. It was fucking sick. I've never heard that, and I've never heard gasps like that, like audibly from everyone in any movie I've ever seen, other than that one. And it was pretty awesome. Like legitimately, I'm not even joking. That was my favorite scene in the movie for that reason. It was sweet.
That's kind of funny. I mean, it kind of was a little funny knowing that he said,
Whoa,
"Oh, it's
whoa,
okay, I
whoa,
saved
whoa!
you. You're fine.
That's
You're
not my
fine."
funniest scene. That's not my funniest scene. That's my favorite scene.
Oh, I still think I'm not gonna lie. I think it was a little funny. He saved her, and then poof, she's gone. like oh, nothing, bro. My bad. I
No,
tried. My fault.
At that, well, okay. The second she died, I knew for a fact that that wasn't
Yes.
dying because I was like, "This is a Disney movie. Like, they're not doing that to a kid."
Although
Like, come on.
they did just like they capped Taskmaster,
Yeah.
bro. Poof. Which was
Which
crazy.
is crazy they showed it. I really appreciated that. It was definitely them being like, "Hey guys, we fucked up with this character. Don't worry, we'll get it right next time. It'll be okay." But
Yeah.
it was crazy they showed it. Showed it. They showed a little bullet hole in the mask or whatever. I was a little shocked by that. I wish more people
too.
died. I know that sounds fucked up and cynical, but I really thought Bucky was gonna die. I felt like he was like a shoo-in to die. Because like
He doesn't
he's leader.
feel like he fits in the group very
Dude, he
well.
Does not, because he's so straight and narrow. Like, yeah, he had a shitty background, but like he's a good guy at heart. None of those guys are. Well, like, Yelena maybe, but like she's not there yet. You know.
Yeah. I think
Also, the
Red
fact
Guardian
that,
is a
like,
good guy.
essentially all of them feel like new heroes, except for Bucky.
Yeah, like if he would perform more of a leadership role, it would have made sense. But Yelena was very clearly the leader. I mean, unless like it was because she was the protagonist of the movie, I got that vibe. But for me at least, I felt like she was definitely the leader, right?
Yeah.
I guess so. Although, yeah, I would agree. I agree. Although you remember Ghost did take control earlier.
Ghost.
That reminds me of another
Yeah.
gripe I had with the movie.
What?
So Yelena went into the, I don't know what they're called, the brooms,
Void.
the void. And she figured out how to get through the void and to Sentry at the same time of all of her teammates who went in there a decent chunk of time after her.
Well-
They all got there basically the same time.
They showed up later. My gripe with that scene was that they all showed up at the exact same time. You know, Yelena
Yeah.
being there and then the other one showing up, I feel like that makes sense because they went through enough character development throughout the movie to be able to break past their past and get to Sentry, just like Yelena. Hey, I'm rolling my eyes here, okay? We didn't see it for Ava or John Walker, but because they went through the movie, come on, they had the character development.
One guy literally lost his family.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
There's no way
got called
he's
an
getting there
asshole
at the
6
same
times.
time.
he got
Wait, how
called
did
an
he- how did he-
asshole 6 times, Skylar. He's so much of a better guy now.
How did he lose his family? Because I either went to the
They left.
bathroom or
They
blanked
left
out.
because he was
Yeah.
a dickhead.
Oh, well, yeah. They never said why.
Oh,
Okay.
dude,
But
I swear that you saying that right then, you're the reason why they told us 7 times that Sentry has brain problems. Like, what the fuck, dude? We don't need to figure that out. It was obvious.
Oh yeah. Then what was the reason?
Because she fucking hated him. The baby was in the crib. You're right.
If it wasn't said, it doesn't matter.
You're right. You're so right. Tell,
Period.
don't show. Tell, don't show. Tell, don't show.
Oh,
Hell and show.
I assume.
No, show, don't tell.
He was mean.
No, I'm saying hence this movie.
Yes, hence this movie. Show and tell. They
I
took
assume
the kindergarten
he-
class literally.
I assume they left because he was mean.
And you were right.
I think. Didn't hear yet.
You're right.
I think because they told me.
And
I
also
still-
Yelena
They didn't tell me
said-
that that's why. They just told me he was mean and that they left.
Yelena
They didn't
also,
tell me enough times.
Yelena said that his family didn't like him and he agreed to it. So like,
He also agreed to going back to the family.
yeah, but that was a lie. That was a full blown lie. Oh, dude, I actually
Right,
really
that
liked
wasn't a
that
lie.
scene whenever
was-
Bucky told the crew about John Walker's real past, and then Yelena and him just like looked at each other and didn't say anything, and you can tell like just in the acting of both of those characters like what both of them were thinking, and it was just really real. And
Yeah, I like that scene.
It was
Because then he
shocking
kinda, like,
for a Marvel
Almost
movie.
shrug his shoulders or kind of just like look up like.
Well,
like
he
he was-
kind of just looked
or
at her
that's
like, come on, you know I'm an asshole.
Yeah, okay. That's
And
what I
then
thought.
she just was
Yeah, I like that too.
yeah, you're an asshole. And looked away. Just like, yeah, I get it, man. Like, I understand. We're all in the same situation here.
But
I
that-
really enjoy
That
it.
asshole is an Avengers.
New
Apparently,
Avenger.
apparently he's an Avenger.
New.
Apparently.
Yeah, a new Avenger. Legally distinct. All right, we're about 52 minutes in on this review. Do you want to hit the numbers now, or were there anything else
Yeah.
you wanted to say?
I'm
That's
good.
pretty much everything I wanted to say. Oh. Yeah, actually, no. About the movie, that is everything I think I wanted to say.
Okay, that means you go first.
Okay. I will give it an 8 out of 10.
That is so much lower than what I thought you were gonna say.
Really?
I thought,
Yeah, I
dude, you texted us and
Said
you
that.
were like, "I'm gonna have to recover from that," and I was gonna say, Chandler, no
I was
matter
gonna
who
die
dies
with
in this
that.
movie, I guarantee I will not have
Wait.
to recover from this.
Wait, what did I say?
You
that?
texted us and you were like, how many days do we need to recover? And I was like, dude, it's a Marvel movie. Like, it's a modern.
He meant from Super Saturday.
What?
He meant from Super Saturday.
Oh, sorry. I'm not in college.
I just meant like how if we need to recover after yesterday,
Right.
before now, but
I'm not in college. I forgot about that.
I'm sorry. It's
No,
okay.
it's
Never mind.
okay. My
No,
bad.
no.
My bad for misinterpreting.
No, no worries, no worries. It's still looking back, that number's
Oh,
higher
is that
than I
why
actually.
you said I may be going Saturday? I don't know.
No, I said I may be. No, I said I may be going to the movies Saturday.
I thought you were
Yeah,
going. To
I thought you were talking about that
Saturday.
too.
But
That's
the
why we
reason
said
why I
weather
titled weather.
permitting.
Okay,
I was-
okay. Now
'cause
I have
I
to show
said-
the test. Give me a second here. Everyone needs context. Okay, so what
Because
happened?
I said, yo, that would be hype,
So,
weather
no,
permitting.
No.
And you-
Okay, wait. Fuck. When is this? I gotta find it. Give me a second.
That makes
Give
so
me a
much
second.
more sense now.
Chandler sent.
I
a
have
picture
it.
of the
I have it
Thunderbolts
right
and said,
here.
I also
they
have
better
it.
explain the asterisks. Skylar said, "Can we record on Sunday?" Skylar said, "I'm down, preferably later, so we can recover." And I thought you were talking about the movie in that moment. And then Skylar said some shit, and I said, "I might be going Saturday," because we were talking about the movie in my head. So I was like, "I'm going to the movie Saturday." And Chandler said, "That would be sick, weather permitting." And I just said, "Weather permitting," because like it's a movie theater.
So from my side, I asked if we're still recording today.
Mhm.
And Chan said, yeah, but preferably later because I have to recover from Super Saturday.
He didn't say
And I
Super
said, I'm telling
Saturday,
you,
did he?
no,
Wait,
he
wait,
didn't.
wait.
But like he sent it on Thursday.
Yeah,
and
but
that
how
was
was
the
I supposed
thing.
to know?
I don't know. But I thought you did. And then when he said I may be going Saturday, I was like, oh no way.
Yeah,
And
when
then
you
I was like, that would be sick if
Why
you
didn't you
pulled
follow
up.
up? I might have. I fucking
thought
might
you
have.
knew.
But I mean, the weather was terrible, so
Yeah,
the
the
weather
Yeah,
weather
it
really
was
didn't
pretty
permit.
bad.
Yeah.
But
Weather was not permitting.
I thought you were talking about the entire time. I waited for your text
Yep.
to say you were pulling up, and I just assumed that when you didn't, the weather was just too bad.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest.
that's crazy. That's a crazy
So,
misconstruction.
summarized for the audience, us three had two different conversations, and none of us knew until right now.
Yeah, but we finished the conversations like as if we both fully
Yeah.
understood each other, and we were
That is
like, dude, yeah,
crazy.
And then we moved
got it.
on.
Yeah, and then moved on with our lives and never checked back in.
We were,
I
like,
even
so
told
bad.
G, I was like, I guess Chandler doesn't like to go to the movies when it rains.
That's really funny. I told Kane and Lily and Andre, I was like, yo, Zach might be pulling up to Super Saturday.
Zach, you're gonna look bad now that you ain't
That's
showed up. They're gonna
crazy.
bring this up to you tomorrow
I
on
hope they
sand
do,
volleyball.
and I'm
Like,
gonna
why
say
would you
that. I'm gonna say that the three of us are a bunch of idiots. Okay, yeah, but after Chandler texted us, I thought his number was gonna be like a 9.5. Like honestly,
I thought it was gonna be a
No.
9.5 because he sent the picture of what's the asterisk mean.
yeah, like, and dude, Chandler, when you said that, I thought to myself, bro, I don't give a flying fuck what that asterisk means, dude. What? Who gives a shit?
I really hoped that it was like it had like the Thunderbolts there, but there was an error, and that's what it was, and you were watching a completely different movie.
That would have been funny. That would have been really funny. Dude, Chandler walked out and he goes, damn, dude, Michael B. Jordan was crazy in this movie. I wonder why they called it the Thunderbolts. There's a lot of vampires and shit, though.
Haley Stein.
Yeah.
Yo.
Dude,
It was
holy
for
shit, she
you.
spit in his mouth and shit. That was crazy.
It's the guy. It's the girl from the Hawkeye show.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
it's Josh Allen's wife.
Oh, Chandler, that actually applies
Soon to be
twice.
wife.
It is the
Soon to
girl
be.
from the Hawkeye show in both Thunderbolts and also Sinners. So you would have been right in both of those situations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man,
I
Zach,
heard
what's your
actually
number?
explaining
I
the
feel like-
joke makes it funnier.
That's why I'm laughing on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm actually going to recall my number and give it a 7.5 because I'll still explain why.
Because of Super
I-
Saturday.
Well, that was a
No.
very confusing turn of events.
I thoroughly like this movie. I love the beginning part when they're in the bunker.
Yeah.
I love that. All of that. When they had like kind of like when they're fighting each other and like just the massive confusion and them having to work together. Bob peak. I love Bob. I just love Bob. Bob is so chill.
Bob is great, yeah.
And it was different. This movie is unlike any other Marvel movie for the most part.
Yeah.
I will say
Because it
the
means
final fight was yes, there's actual some plot to it and some, like you said, high overarching message.
Yeah.
I do think the final fight was kind of anticlimactic, but then again, it's a Superman verse people that can
It's
punch
also not supposed
and
to
like
be, you know.
are acrobatic.
I think that's like a Marvel problem. You know, if you went
It
into
is,
this
it
not
is.
knowing it was connected to the MCU, I don't think the end of the movie would have been anticlimactic. Because it was just an end to a normal movie, you know?
Yeah, but I am a sucker for like the Marvel. Sorry, my camera.
Big
is
fights.
just
No, I get it. I seriously
yeah,
get it.
yeah. And like you said earlier, like this movie had less. Come on, please focus. This movie had less like stunts, like only having 3, and that was noticeable towards the very like after the movie had finished. I was like, not much really truly did happen.
Yeah. It was
Or I
a
feel like they
Bond
didn't really
movie.
go far places. And I feel like actually, if you think about it, they were at the bunker,
Yep.
and then they were in New York.
On the road. They were at the bunker, on the road, and then the rest of it was just sets.
Yeah, so it's not
Well,
like
the
they're really
bunker's
going
a
from
set too,
place to place to place to place to place. Like it really didn't feel like they went far. Like they did too much.
I don't have a problem with
But-
that. I honestly kind of really appreciated that, like having a more low tier Marvel movie, because I feel like it's always like a world traversing adventure where they're trying to save the universe or some shit. Like it never felt like it was going to get to that degree.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
like
Also,
that.
Did we know that the tower was bought by the Thunderbolts? Is that like kind of
Not
leaked?
before then, no.
Okay. But I guess it's gonna be it's the new Avengers building like it was earlier. All right. You guys' numbers.
Zach?
I've been mulling over this because, like, it definitely for me it wasn't a 9. I did like this a lot. It definitely was one of the better Marvel movies. It's probably the second best since Endgame, honestly. Behind Guardians of the Galaxy. I almost said Guardians of the Galaxy 9, but I was thinking of my review for the movie. But but I don't know. Like I really like this movie. I think it's funny. I do actually enjoy all of the characters, which is something I was not expecting to say going into the movie at all, which is something I was pleasantly surprised with. I thought that this was the only time in which the Marvel jokes made sense because all these characters are depressed and dickheads and would honestly be joking around in these terrible situations while like in the heroic moments, like I feel like Captain America would never say a joke whenever there's like someone dying or something, you know? And I feel like it's more right for these characters to do that. But we obviously have noticed problems within it because we spent literally 30 minutes talking about things we don't like within the movie. So I feel like it would be wrong for me to give it anything higher than a 7.5. So I'm probably locking it in at that.
So we're about to make history. I locked in 7.5.
No way! Dude, this is the first time we've been doing this, the three of us, for 1 year. This is the first time we've ever.
Wait, are we gonna allow my recall? Because I technically said 8, but I also didn't know you guys said 7.5.
Shut the fuck up. We're making Mediak history, okay? I am the editor. I can choose what is in this podcast, okay?
Fair. Unless, like, what if I sporadically remind our audience of my 8 over and over? That you got a lot of things to edit out that you might miss it.
You're right. I'm just gonna be like I'm ignoring you. It's too many things for me to go through, Chandler. I'm not doing that.
But again, I thought the first 2/3 of this movie was like a 9. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the last 1/3, Chandler, I thought was like a 6. And I just really left like a sour taste in my mouth. There's so many things I just didn't get the answer to, which I mean, I like some of it being up like for interpretation, but like a lot of it just plain out didn't make sense. Like the Bucky thing, him saying nothing, it doesn't make sense. Them just switching the name last minute to New Avengers didn't make sense. The fact that she's not in prison or impeached doesn't make sense. The fact that the press was there doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. And it really just left like a sour taste in my mouth. So originally, like out of the theater, I was like, oh, it's probably an 8.5. And then I like 8, and I was like, probably an 8. And then I sat down for the podcast, and I was like, I'm locking in 7.5.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I just kept going down because it just kept. It's like felt like they just wanted to wrap up the movie.
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
Like that kind of felt very apparent.
And like we want to get into the next group of Marvel movies.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I felt like. But Mediak history, 7.5. So
that is crazy.
Average, believe it or not, is a 7.5.
That's crazy. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude! Next segment's my segment. I was gonna hold off for a second.
The budget for this movie was $180 million.
Where did that come from? I was looking into that yesterday. What, like this was a bottle movie. We just talked about how little sets they had, and I heavily doubt they even shot it in actual New York anyway. So like that had to have come from all of the different famous actors and the fact that they had to pay another Century actor for a little bit before there were.
I just see this. Issues. You look it up, budget $180 million.
Yeah, no, it's true. I saw it. I looked at it yesterday, which is crazy to me. Like I just don't understand that at all. What did we have for? We switched something next week. What? Oh, Watchmen movie. We have to get rid of some. We have to change that.
Because you want to do the comic first. Then
yeah, I want to do both of those because we've already done the Watchmen movie, me and Jack, and I only want to recover that for a reason. We have to change that. We have to think of something else. Has to be superhero related. Has to be standalone. Come to me with ideas, you two. Huh?
I was thinking the Spider-Man TV show, maybe.
How many episodes is that?
Interesting.
I don't know. Didn't look at it yet.
Okay, well,
I was just throwing some out. We can decide it
we'll
after.
keep y'all posted. Don't worry about it. Well, actually, we won't keep you posted. It'll be up whenever it's up, and you'll see what it is. Sorry about that. Okay, next bit of news. Well, next segment is the news. I only have 3 things. One of them is that the Thunderbolts debuted with the second best Rotten Tomatoes score for an MCU movie. It started at a 95%, which is crazy. And I think it's a good movie. I think it's a very good movie for a Marvel movie. However, a 95% is a very high score.
I saw that, and it kind of made me lose hope for the movie, like, immediately.
That's
actually why I got excited.
You got excited after seeing that?
I did.
The first thing I thought was like, dude, they have one thing in their mind going into this movie, and it's big, and it's blue, and it's a bird. You know, like that's the only thing that I was thinking of. That the last thing these critics saw Marvel related was that thing. So then they're like, super low expectations. Man, this is so much better than the last one I saw. This is great. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Is Chandler Googling Big Blue Bird now?
Yeah, what the heck does that even mean?
Not like...
Well, there's a certain Captain America that had a Brave New World.
Well, why is it? That's who you're referring to as Big Blue. Okay, I guess. When you said blue, that was throwing me off.
And Falcon used to be red. Now he's blue.
When you say, I think like red, white, and blue. I would technically
Captain America. He's blue and a bird now. Do you want me to say that?
Actually.
Actually, check his rival skin. There's more blue than any other color.
Actually, except for the piss one.
Except for that one.
Yeah. Wait. Why did you say that though? What did you say about it's big, it's blue, and it's a bird?
That's why they thought this movie was so good.
Yeah, because they had the blue bird expectation.
No, that movie is butt cheeks. That movie was actually
Chandler, that's the reason why I'm saying that.
I know, but hear me out. Was the Rotten Tomatoes that high for that movie too?
No, I'm saying they hated that movie, so they went into this one with such low expectations that it made them seem like it was amazing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You're there. Yeah. You got it.
Okay, the low expectations part. Yeah. Okay, I get you.
You got it. It's okay.
Hey, I'm telling you though, I told you last time, if you go into low expectations, it works. I told you that it works.
Having your brain tricked does not make a movie good.
Temporarily it does. And then when you get around to giving your number, you have to recall it and give it a 7.5.
This might be the funniest news section of all time.
Temporarily it does. Temporarily. You're right, Chandler. You're right. You can trick yourself enough into liking a movie, no matter what movie it is. Speaking of, so after 1 week of being out of theaters, a Minecraft movie is coming back to theaters in the meme-along, sing-along, block party edition. Who's excited for that? I actually...
Dude, that's ironically going to be a good time.
I unironically am interested in seeing it because I want to know what meme-along means.
Chicken jockey.
But how is that in a long? So what are they gonna do? Like have a little indicator at the bottom of the screen being like meme in 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and then it'll say chicken jockey across the bottom, and you're supposed to yell it out.
They just know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've been to other sing-along songs, right? Have you ever seen what those are like in theaters? I accidentally saw. Was it like yes,
Little Mermaid, right?
Live action Mermaid. I actually accidentally saw it sing along, and thankfully the kids did not sing the songs in there. I would have left instantly. But I think with this they'll probably do Lava Chicken, and I wonder though if they're gonna have like a little you know what the Pirates.
Well, they're gonna. It's a sing along, so all of the songs are gonna be sing along. But what does the meme along mean?
Probably, yeah. That they'll probably flint. Well, okay. It's probably sing along, but they're putting meme along in there because the whole thing is a meme. The whole thing is a meme, and it's just a joke on a joke. But it's a sing along with meme instead.
I don't like that.
Why?
Honestly, I think it's a little creative that they're calling it meme along if it's a sing along.
Well, I mean, but like it's meme along and sing along. That's what it says. It should be both.
Yeah.
It should have text for the memes.
Maybe. Well, the memes are very subtle. It's literally just Flint and Steel.
But like that's what
Taking
sold the
down
movie.
I agree. I mean, I'm sure they have to do that. If they don't, then I see no point in calling it meme along.
We're gonna wait 1 week. For those listening, you have to wait 1 day. So it's not really long for us. It'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
I'm curious to see how well it does, though.
Skylar, go see it.
Like,
Keep us posted next episode.
I'm gonna be honest. That's not in my funds right now.
Okay,
fair.
That's valid.
Fair.
And a lot of theater releases recently.
There has been
Oh,
a lot. And you know what? We got 2 more coming up next month. So no, 2 months from now. So fun fact. Oh, we didn't even talk about the stupid ass, dumbass post credit scene. The one that was spoiled. If you stay to the end of the credits, you see the song choices for the entirety of the movie, and it says Fantastic Four First Steps, and you go, oh, so it looks like this next post credit scene is going to be about Fantastic Four First Steps. Okay, I don't have any interest anymore, and I get up and leave. Kidding. I'm actually very excited for that movie, but I'm really tired of waiting until the end of credits just to see 30 seconds of someone being like, "You excited for this next movie that might not come out?" You know, I know this one 100% is coming out, but I just wanted to take that moment to take out grievances on that stupid concept. But whatever. All right, next news.
Yeah.
We don't
longest post credits.
It was actually worth it this time around, being 100% honest, because it was like another scene in the movie. However, I just don't care. You know, like I was excited for Fantastic Four because it wasn't connected to anything. You know.
Yeah.
And now I guess it is.
Well, not really. The movie's going to end off with them going into the other universe.
Yeah.
So, like, the entire movie is in a different universe except for probably their post-credit scene.
Which they better explain that super well, because I don't see why anyone should be going to any other universe.
They probably.
I really don't see that.
Someone talked about solo leveling. He said, I think more than anyone, I'm anxiously waiting a season 3, but in truth, between season 1 and season 2, 220,000 frames of animation were created. So if it were up to me, I'd say let's wait until the next Olympics, 2028, to see what's going to happen with the season 3. But I think that's more up to Kato and A1 Pictures. I definitely butchered that first name. But that was like one of the heads of, he was the producer of the show. And he basically was saying, hey, if we want to not kill our animators, this is the day in which it's coming out. However, if the people who actually make the money movement here, if they want it sooner, it'll be sooner. So that 2028 is just to scare people. If you ever see that in an article, don't believe that. It might be true. Honestly, it probably is for the best if it is true. But I don't know. Probably not. Let's be honest here. It was very popular. It's probably going to become sooner than that. And that's all my news, by the way. That's the end of it. I didn't really have much this week.
I have some news.
You have news.
Oh, go ahead.
Hit it.
GTA 7 has been leaked to release over a year from now. Finally.
Womp womp. Oh GTA, no, this game I wasn't going to buy is now delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But now we got a confirmed release date. Yay!
Hey,
Can't wait for it to get postponed again.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. Can't wait. I probably should give context to that so I don't sound like a contrarian. I don't really care. I never really played GTA Online unless it was with like 2 friends. And the time I played GTA before that was whenever I was in intermediate school, and I just did the cheats and then flew around in a plane. It's just not my kind of game. I just don't care enough about that world.
Where did you go to certain clubs in the game?
No, dude, I was too young to understand what that was whenever I played, and also I was like usually with a group of kids, so like we never want. I was a kid. I just need my table out of frustration. But like I whenever I was in like 6th grade, I used to just like not hacking. There was like a combo you could do on the controls to spawn in a plane, and then I just fly around. Basically, that's like all I did in GTA. And then I got a PS4, and then me, Corey, and Taryn would do heists. And then I got a Batmobile, and I like that. And I haven't played the game in 7 years.
I've never played GTA, but
yeah, I've never played one of those games.
Yeah,
Red Dead was fun, so I want to get this next one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And also, people seem to be excited for this. So like, I don't understand if you want to hop on that just so that you could feel like the energy of this really new and popular game. You know?
Yeah, I feel that. Also, though, I'm just so much more excited to be a part of history and pay $100 for a video game. I can't wait.
Nope. That's kind
I
of one
wanna
of the
be
biggest
one of the
reasons I'm not
first.
doing that.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
I mean,
guys. The Switch 2's coming out soon. You guys can hop on that as soon as possible.
it won't be the same. It'll be like 20% off. From
You're
the
right.
$100.
If I want a hard copy, it'd only be $90. That's not $100. It's not close. I'm not making history with that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hard copy would be 90.
Yeah. Whatever.
$10 for some plastic.
Love that. I love that.
A plastic shell.
Do you want to
for
move on to
nothing.
the next segment?
I do have a question before.
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
what have you been watching?
Oh, don't worry. Let me enlighten you. So actually, not that a lot. I forgot to erase a lot of that. So we haven't watched any Severance over the week because me, my mom, and G haven't like linked up recently. I didn't actually play any Rivals this week that I can remember. I played pickleball.
Good time.
I'm on episode 5 or 6 of Dandadan. I am approaching the end of season 2 of Fire Force with G, so then we can watch season 3 together. I stopped watching episodes of season 3 just because we're so close to it anyway, so I figured like by next weekend when next episode comes out, we'll probably be caught up, so it really doesn't matter all that much. And I didn't even watch the Legacy of Monsters show. I didn't watch that this week. I just didn't have time. I was doing shit. I was running around being a little rascal. I played a lot of Black Ops 6 Zombies. I'm getting, I know I say this every week, I'm getting really close to having gold on every weapon. However, one thing that's like not fun about that is once you get gold, you have to then get 30 special enemy kills to unlock the next one for every single individual weapon. Unlike other Call of Duties, when you get gold for every gun and then it gives you diamond automatically, you now have another challenge for every single gun that you just used for like 10 hours to go back in and then get this challenge. That's what I'm saying. Like, there were some guns that I'm just like, man, I'm really happy I don't have to use this again.
Psych.
Shit. But it kind of
Do you know
killed
what
my
the last challenge
motivation.
is? Is it going to be hard?
No, well, it's tedious. It's not hard.
Yeah,
yeah. I just don't want to go back in and do this. So I'm probably not. I think gold is my limit for this, yeah. Or maybe like if I do it casually, I'm just not going to like go out of my way to play the game to do that because I already did it, you know. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, fair.
I like the grind, not when it's too much. You know?
It has to be rewarding.
It has to be
If it ain't rewarding.
Yeah. Exactly. And I'll get that over time. Like, I know I'll play this into the future unless they shut it down, then I'll never play it. But yeah, hopefully I'll get it over time. Whatever. That's all I've been watching.
Chandler?
You know, yeah, I will answer you, Sky, momentarily. You know what, Zach? I'm just thinking I feel like they should reward people like you. When the next game comes out and they look at your like history in your account and they see all the hours and just effort you put in and just like all the accolades you accrue, I feel like they gotta do something about that. But maybe that's something that if they were chill like that, they would do that.
Activision is not chill like that.
Yeah, they are not.
Activision Blizzard ain't chill.
No. Huh.
Okay. But as you ask, Sky, really, absolutely nothing.
I didn't ask
What?
anything. I said your name.
He just said
I
Chandler.
said Chan.
Oh, you just said Chandler? Oh. What?
What have you been watching?
Oh. my bad. I jumped the gun here.
Chandler took his funny pills this episode, bro, dude.
I'm a little ditzy right now. What can I say?
It's okay.
Let me see. I've started to watch ReZero again because I stopped. Because I'm not gonna lie, the show is hella boring. It really is. It's a whole other kind of anime, and it's an isekai, by the way. So the guy kind of dies or whatever is in a new world. But most isekais, you kind of become like the MC, right? Or you are the MC, but you become the most powerful, yada yada, or it's completely night and day from your old life, and it's worth living this. In this universe, he's so damn weak. He's actually the weakest thing in the world. But his power, can I say, do you guys mind?
Kinda.
It's not really a spoiler.
Kinda. I am interested in it a little bit.
I am too.
I mean, you find out within the first episode. It's not like a
Okay,
secret.
that's fine. Yeah.
His power is that he can't die, because if he does die, he restarts from like a save point or whatever and reenacts everything. So technically, that's the strongest power, right? Because you can just redo what you just fucked up.
Dude,
but it's also
shit.
You know what I mean?
Restart
they
from
could
zero?
make this story so fucking good if, like, at one point he's like, fuck this, can't do it, and he settles down and gets like a wife and kids, and then someone comes in and fucking kills him, and then loses like 15 years of his life, and he goes all the way back to like the other checkpoint. That would be fucking mental.
That would be, actually, honestly, that you're cooking with that. he would never be safe. He would never could never get cozy, because
his deaths would honestly be worse than ours, because then he would remember everything that he left behind in his previous life, which is fucking horrible. Yeah.
And there's lots of other things that I won't say about, because like the show is pretty cool and all in that, but
what
you
if he
have
kissed
to
a girl and then he got stabbed, and then he went up to her and was like, hey, we kissed in another life, I know you like me, but then she doesn't like him this time around. That would suck. That's a high school matter right there.
He is a high schooler.
Oh, okay. That honestly seems like something that would happen in the show then.
So I don't know.
Awkward laugh shows that I might have guessed something.
I'm trying not to say anything, because I already told you his power, and
right.
There's lots of things you're saying that I would love to touch on, but I can't. Bro, I can't. It is a slow watch, though. It is really a slow watch, because again, it's not he's. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna stop there. He is one of the most powerful, you could say, because of his power, but it can be a tough watch. Other than that, To Be Hero X, I'm still up to date, although I think an episode released today. Episode 4 was pretty peak. I will not lie.
I've heard that
episode 4 was pretty peak. So
I'll probably get around to it when it's done.
But yeah, that's it. Literally, probably actually was that less than what you watched last week, Sky?
No, I didn't watch anything.
Oh, okay. Okay then. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Sky. I can't be cool like you, but my bad.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it was cool. It was actually pretty terrible. But
I know, but at least you're being productive. You're doing what you had to do.
He's doing his thing.
Trying. Failing.
Oh,
trying.
Okay. Chandler.
So
it's our time now.
It is. Okay. We're locking in right now. 3, 2, 1. Sky, what have you been watching? Nope, we fucked it. Sorry. We fucked it, Chandler. We fucked it.
Whenever you started talking at the same time, I thought it was done.
We said Sky. We said Sky at the same time. We nailed that on my end. Everything else was not.
Damn it.
I committed, though. I can't just, like, once you start the sentence, you can't just, like, edit it, you know? You just gotta say it. Hit
so
us with this guy.
I do have more than last week, as I said at the beginning.
Let's go.
Due to the same contractual reason. And this week I started Trigun. I watched the first episode.
Wait, which one?
What is that?
There are multiple
What you mean?
Triguns.
Are there?
Yes. Both are good. Both are good.
Both?
But there are multiple ones. There's one from the 90s. There's one from 2021.
What?
Mine did not look like it was from the 2021, but let me.
If I were to recommend something, and I think that if anyone was a fan of the original one, which granted I have seen the original one, I would recommend watching the new one first because it's shorter. Yeah, that's the old.
Mine is short.
It's like 50 episodes, isn't it? Something like that. Oh, it's been like
what
since I watched Trigun,
what is it?
The first Trigun.
What is it?
Trigun.
It's 26 episodes.
How do you spell
it? Than that. It's Trigune. No, Gun. What am I doing?
Okay.
No, I
Yeah, with
see.
Vosh, the Stampede.
The Badlands Rumble,
Yeah, that's a movie, I think.
Yeah, that's a movie.
but not the movie.
No, the movie's
You
the
know.
movie's also good.
Okay,
All-
but you're
all of
okay. So
Trigun is good.
Trigun is just okay.
But they,
okay.
they've remade it in the 2020s, and it's very good.
No, it's 26 episodes.
Oh,
Okay.
Stampede.
Maybe it's not all on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's.
That's
I'll
what
look
you
it up
meant.
later. But yeah, Trigun
Um,
Stampede is amazing.
But I
Is
started
it
Trigun.
all up?
And I like the first episode. It's cool. Reminds me of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
So, good time. I watched the last episode of One Piece. I need to watch the one that newly
Came out
released.
today.
Yeah.
I'm excited, bro. You should be excited too.
Watch
You're
a
gonna
couple.
shit yourself.
The last one was pretty good.
You're gonna.
The-
Dude, you're actually like. And I'm sorry, dude. You should get a diaper because you're gonna shit yourself.
I might just watch it on the toilet.
Yeah, good idea, dude. Good idea. That would have been
Um,
fuck, dude. That would have been so much funnier than saying get a diaper. What the fuck? Bring that shit to the bathroom with you.
Sorry, I just remember.
Yeah, Skylar's a thinking man.
I've watched a couple episodes of Scooby Doo since, like 3. I have not played any Rivals in a minute now. Like I haven't even tried out the new like patch they just released,
There's a new patch.
but yeah,
Sweet.
it made some support stronger.
Oh,
I
really?
heard they
Good.
buffed Bucky.
Yeah, they did. They nerfed Spider-Man.
Nerf
um,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, they did.
Nerf
Sorry,
Spider-Man
Katie.
again.
Yeah. Yeah, but I haven't even tried that. Me, Kane, and Andre started a Minecraft hardcore world.
Mm.
We played it for like 3 hours, like one
I'm not gonna.
night, like a couple days
That-
ago.
That does not sound like a good idea, bro. I'm just saying, once one person dies, the whole world's
I was
gonna
thinking
end.
the exact same thing, bro. If Kaden dies, you and
Stakes have never
Andre will
been
never
higher.
play that world again.
Me?
Yeah, if one person dies, you're never playing the world again. Like everyone is gonna be like, I don't want to play anymore.
I feel like it kills
No,
the
I'll
mood.
watch
I really think
Yeah,
it
the
kills
vibe
the mood.
is
I
dead.
will. Not if I don't die.
Are you the?
Because
do you
I own the world.
Oh, okay. What if
Yeah.
you die?
I think I can load it and I'm in spectator mode and invite them.
I guess that's fair. Will they do that? Will they go through the effort?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
They said they would.
You could just put the PlayStation on in the background, I guess. You don't need to play on it.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
yeah,
not your
sorry.
realm, right?
Nope.
So that
I'm
means you would
paying for
actually
that.
you would have to facilitate the session and just like
Yep.
watch.
Yeah, we haven't played it in a couple days because
I'm
it's favorite.
sorry, that just sounds so silly.
I think-
That
I
has to be
think
like such a painful experience if that happens.
I think that's a fun challenge. I just am interested to
I
see
agree.
how it plays out.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. We got some iron. We got a house. We got a farm. Right now we're chilling. Right now it's the best start we've had to a world. Unironically. Yeah.
You want
So
easy mode?
that's hardcore locks you on hard.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the difference between easy, medium, hard? I've never noticed.
Amount of mobs.
The mob health.
Really?
Like isn't it like no, maybe not their health, but like how much damage they do too or something.
I don't know about that. I just
And
thought,
like
I thought
how
it was the
like
amount of them.
and like your hunger.
Oh,
Or-
hunger. Yeah, hunger's big. I do know that.
Um,
Googling it.
Yeah.
Just Googling it. Yeah, but I've been doing that. Really haven't been doing too much else. I've for me and Chandler, this upcoming week is finals week, so a lot of the last bit. And I found out I have a ridiculous paper that I have to do, and it's due 2 days before I thought. So, I'm kind of like buckled down trying to do that. And my
I know what
teacher
he's
decided
doing.
he's going to give a test on the last day of classes and a final exam because that's just very generous.
Sounds like a
So
good
I was
guy.
going to study for that. Yeah, I was going to study for that tomorrow. Well, for tomorrow. The test is tomorrow. But
Why were we
I didn't even
recording
look
this
at
then? I feel like we should have pushed it to tomorrow.
no, because tomorrow's worse.
Oh. Good.
Yep.
We love
Yeah.
that for you.
Yeah, tomorrow's harder because we have volleyball.
Oh, right. Yeah, we do have that.
Oh yeah.
And then I can't do Tuesday because my crazy test is Wednesday.
Bruh.
And then
This week's gonna get hectic.
it would be Thursday. And yeah.
Gotta hit you with the hearty womp womp there, sir. I apologize.
Well, it is what it is, I guess.
I'm looking up the Spider-Man show real quick so we can finish this off. Was that everything that you did for What We Watching?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna explain something. So that joke at the beginning, whenever me and Skylar first started living together, hey, if someone, I see the stats. The amount of people that make it to this point in the podcast is basically no one. So I think whoever makes it here deserves to hear this, okay? Just saying. So a couple years back, me and Skylar lived together. It was actually the first year that we lived together. And we were talking about, I don't remember the entire conversation, but like superheroes and like what we would be. And I said, Skylar, there is a superhero that I honestly think the Marvel Universe will never, ever, ever, ever adapt. And for that reason, I would like to make a movie with you playing this character because I know that in like 25 years, they will never make a live action version of it. And I was like, that is Sentry. I want Skylar to be Sentry. I'm going to make the best Sentry movie ever. It was just like a stupid conversation that we had that we kind of kept going as like a joke for a while. So yeah, I felt like that would have been a funny way to open it up. I don't even know if we ever mentioned it on the podcast. In all honesty,
I don't know if we did either.
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard this before, but I
Yeah.
don't know if it was on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Because like we just used to say it as like a dumb idiot joke. I honestly thought Skylar was gonna hate the movie because he was like, I wanted this guy to be me.
That would have been sick. Who knew in 25 years they would make it?
Yeah, exactly.
It was
Who knew?
me.
Who knew? That is
It
true.
was me. I said turn down the roll.
That is actually true. That is actually true. Real quick, I'm gonna see how many episodes the Spider-Man TV show is.
There's 10.
There's 10. You just
Yeah.
looked it up.
I looked it up a little bit ago.
What's the
I don't
likelihood
know
that we could
how.
actually do that?
Not very good.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I was
be
like,
honest.
dude, we could barely get 4 in for that Creature Commandos episode. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what's the likelihood we could do that? Low. We'll find something else. Don't worry about it. You'll see it when you see it. Other than that, did you guys have all of your quarrels out for this week? Expected
Yeah.
an answer. Okay, there. I was like, even a no would be okay.
I was buffering.
I was trying to think because I thought there was one that I wanted to throw at Chandler.
Oh, actually,
I couldn't remember what it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
save it for next week.
Yeah,
I'll write it
yeah.
down if you remember.
Okay, I got something.
Hit it.
What since we're like branching out and covering more different genres, like we're gonna try to do comics. We're doing tier lists on like Decembers and stuff.
Yeah.
Have we ever thought about covering like an anime of some sort?
Yeah, I mean that's
We
in
have.
TV.
I know
shows.
Yeah, but I don't know how have we ever like had this discussion to do it. Like, is it in the pipeline at
Yeah,
all?
we could do it but after
No,
superhero
I
know
summer.
Okay, I know it'll take a while because again, these are
Mhm.
they could be like 12 plus episodes, that sort of thing, or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's not like
I know
we're
it'll
gonna
take a
cover One
while.
Piece or anything on this, you know. Like,
Yeah,
Beat me to the joke.
yo, dude, I think we could get 1,000 episodes into 1 week. Like, I feel like we could
Like
do
a-
that pretty easily.
a Dan
actually.
to Dan wouldn't be bad or something.
Yeah,
like
Dan to Dan wouldn't be bad. We'd have to probably give like, this is something that's not. We don't have to talk about on the podcast. We could go into this a little bit more later, but yeah, anime is something that we consider. I thought you were gonna say video games, and I was gonna say yes, with like an asterisk, because usually those are longer. Again, that's something that we'd have to prepare specially, but we can talk about that after the podcast. But yeah, so like
Okay.
all the stuff is on the table, not for next week because we did not have enough prep
Yeah.
time to do all of those. We'll get a movie for you guys, superhero related movie. We'll make it fun. We'll figure it out. But yeah, other quarrels. You guys both had one there, which was weird. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
has ever done that.
No, I forgot what mine is. I'm so
sorry.
sad.
You got to make sure.
It was going to be funny, I think.
Damn, dude, I had this joke. It would have been crazy.
Dude, I thought it would have been.
All right.
Coulda,
well,
woulda, shoulda.
Chandler took his funny pills and made me forget.
he did take his
My
funny
bad,
pills. He
boy.
siphoned the funny out of both of us.
Yeah, he must have had them for cereal,
Yeah.
for breakfast,
Oh,
for the
That was
cereal.
All right. Well, other than that, we'll see you guys next week with an undisclosed movie still within superhero summer. We'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a great time.